Jaiza De Souza, a police officer with the Haines City Police Department, currently assigned as a school resource officer.
I'm Scott Lockerman. I work for the Kent County Sheriff's Office with K-9 Loki.
My name is Jay Hazlett. I'm currently in law enforcement. I work with the Melbourne Police Department in Melbourne, Florida. I've been with our agency for 22 years.
I feel like, although a little cliche, helping others it's always a satisfying feeling when you can make somebody's day. Over time, the more you work, the years, the experience, the more appreciation I have for my own family, my own life, because of what we deal with.
So we handle calls for service, traffic stops, domestics, mental illness calls, stopping cars, finding, narcotics in vehicles, people trafficking drugs and stuff like that. And also the tracking purposes, we track. So if a vulnerable adult or a child goes missing, we use Loki and the other canines in our group to help find them.
I think what most people think of when they think about detective work and SWAT work is they think it's like TV, like Hollywood. And unfortunately, that is not the case. We're dealing with, really dirty work, and we're dealing with real human lives. And not all of that is pretty, and not all of it gets solved and completed within 30 minutes or an hour-long show. We're working through situations where people are having the worst day of their lives. And there's a lot of emotions, and there's a lot of reality that we face on a daily basis. So, that can take a toll on you.
The school for me, being able to be consistent in the youth. When I first came in, you could see how standoffish they were. I was just another cop. Day in and day out, seeing this face, they get used to it. It's familiar. And I feel like that's something that they lack. I mean, if you see the same person over and over and over, at one point we're gonna make contact. I'm gonna say hello, we're gonna have an encounter. And that over time builds trust with them.
Also, just being able to influence people and make a difference. I'm not trying to be cliche or anything, but make a difference in your community, not just with adults, but mainly with children, trying to get that foundation laid where we're not all about just locking people up. We're here to help. We're here to influence, eventually get to the point where we don't have to have an interaction with you on a bad basis,
Obviously, the experience for me, it just brings a lot of challenges and opportunities that we encounter that I feel like in another profession we wouldn't have.
You really do have to have all this balance in your life so that you can maintain that. Because like I said, it's important to, be able to understand folks are going through really hard times whenever we're working with them, and keep that in mind, and, stay positive for them and work very hard for our community, even though it may be challenging and difficult.
Especially with kids in the community and being able to see them be successful. A lot of them, they don't have the fortunate ability to have both sets of parents in single family homes, and they look for those leaders, they look for those role models, and they're looking for somebody to fill in those gaps. And I'm not necessarily saying it's just my responsibility to do that, but if we all took accountability and did that with at least one person, we could definitely make a difference.
At the end of the day, this is the profession that we chose for reasons of helping others, wanting to make that difference, to be able to bring justice to the people who's been victimized. So at the end of the day, remembering that we're all humans, we are people who step up to the front line to be peacemakers, and that's our job.
Say goodbye to everybody. Say goodbye, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Thank you. It's a privilege and it's an honor. We enjoy it.